WV Uncommon Place. This podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate series to get to know the hosts. Along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommon Place digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacy and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our Uncommon Place.
Welcome to WV Uncommon Place. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. As some of you might know, and some of you might not know, my name is Stacy. I come on here every now and then whenever I feel like I got the nerve to.
and the crazy thing I always see is when you're not on assignment. I always see you're on assignment somewhere doing something.
Right. I'm usually working or doing this and that, running around. Honestly speaking, I don't like to be out there in the public. If my voice is out there, that's fine. We're getting better at that. Coming in the new year, hopefully I'll be on some more of these. Maybe we can get interested in some things that we actually, both of us want to do, and I can hop on and try to help out and put my input in there a little bit, see what's going on. So, of course, you heard JR here, so it's not like I'm doing my own solo episode. I'm not ready for that yet.
It'll happen one day. It'll definitely happen.
Maybe, we'll see. So, just a little overview. It's December. We are at December 15th as we're recording this. We have basically 15, 16 days left of the year. 2022 is treated us pretty good, I think. We're both healthy, we're doing good, we've got to experience a whole lot of things that we never thought we would have been able to. We're glad to see that a lot more stuff is opening up. We can, for lack of a better term, basically forget that COVID ever happened. I feel like that's what's going on with the world. I'm not saying that it didn't, and I'm not saying that it didn't exist. I'm not saying that anything or anybody that was lost during the time is forgotten. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the world is opening back up like nothing ever happened. So, go ahead.
Except the hospital. The hospital's staying that way. And big shout out to all medical people and janitorial staff, especially the janitorial staff at every nursing home, hospital, anywhere. You guys have had a tough few years.
Right. And I think that's a thing that a lot of people forget about. Yes, shout out to all of the medical people that are helping out and putting in the time and the dedication. But like you said, our janitorial staff, our cleaning people, our sanitary people, there are a lot of people out there that just, they're not medical, so they don't get the notification and the respect. But we all know that if they weren't up there cleaning up your nasty mess, then it would be disgusting. Because we went into Walmart the other day, and while I was back there, it was nasty. And some poor person from Walmart, not poor as in a monetary sense, but poor as in like, oh, I pity this person, because I knew that someone that worked there had to go in there and they were going to have to clean up that mess because mama decided to wipe baby's nastiness all up on the changing table.
and that's like when I found a man at Walmart that shit in the urinal. When dudes shit in the urinal.
I know that's a completely different topic, but these people that clean have to deal with the repercussions of you being nasty. So if you're out there and you're wiping stuff all over the walls, or you go to a doctor's office and you're like, oh, well, job security, they can clean up after me. Please don't do that. Please don't be that disrespectful. Clean up after yourself. Hopefully your mama raised you better, and if your mama didn't raise you, then, maybe you need to go work in childcare and clean up after them for a little bit. But to the point, so we were talking the other day, and I have a very strong opinion when it comes to a lot of things. I'm very vocal. I tend to disagree with people. Not necessarily because I feel that they're wrong, but because I like to hear why you think you're right. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that works out real well.
Yeah, because like I don't want to sit here and argue with you that you're wrong. I want you to explain to me why you feel that you're right. Right?
Right.
Okay. So with that being said, we had an instance where you might not necessarily agree with another person.
Right.
You feel that. Welcome back, everybody.
Technical difficulties.
For the third time.
Yeah, technical.
We just had a conversation with you guys about what we're going through right now, and we didn't hit the record button.
Out here acting crazy. All right.
So before we get started, you're going. If we can't get it worked out in post, you might hear some clickety clacks going on because I've got some work to catch up on from my lack of Etsy stuff here.
Yeah.
So just ignore that, please.
All right, so real quick, everybody knows with me, I try to help people in podcasting, but there's two ways I help. One way I stopped helping, and everybody knows because I stopped doing the videos for it, and I just took all that stuff down. I don't give help where help is not warranted or asked for. I had to learn that from King Germ and from Uncle Dolomite, both respectively of Too Much Game Podcast and Frocast. They both told me, said, the minute you help somebody, they're going to get offended, and then they're going to talk shit about you. And that is true.
Right.
So that's being said, they're getting that from...
Also going to take advantage of you, too. Because if you do it one time, they're going to expect you to be available every time they need help.
Right. So basically, this morning, I do multiple podcasts. We had 3 podcasts, and now we're down to 2 podcasts.
Back up there.
Yeah, one of my passion projects, well, it wasn't really a passion project, but it was a project that I was working on. That project, I was solely creating everything for that project. Content and different things can be made with people, but actually structuring and doing all that stuff. So I did all that. So that right there, that was something I wanted to do because I was excited about this opportunity. And therefore, what I do inside podcasting, I do help people. If you need help with audio, you need help with this and that, I can help you find someone that can point you in the right direction. And me personally, I use podcast.ai. It's artificial intelligence, and it works good and it works smooth to clean up my episodes to make it good. And there's German, the podcast editor. Definitely go check him out because he took some of that Cybertronic robot stuff out of my episodes. So going in deep to this issue real fast, and I'm just going to say it from my point, and then I'll pass it back along to Stacy, and she's going to take care of the rest of it. A very simple thing. I have helped people start podcasts. I have produced episodes. I've written episodes for people, and then they went and did them, or we sat in a session and we recorded it. Someone was brand new to I've had, at least 4 people that are brand new to podcasting that I taught how to use Zoom. My thing with Zoom, and that's Zoom, the app, the one that you record with video. It does not...
Everybody uses nowadays.
Yeah, just like Microsoft Teams. Well, not Microsoft Teams, but anyway, Zoom. It does not matter about the device. This is one thing that I want to clear up. I don't care if you're on Windows. I don't care if you're on iOS. I don't care if you're on Chrome. If you're using something open source, I don't know if Zoom works on there. But I can tell you from those 3 platforms, it is universal. It doesn't matter if it's a cell phone to a tablet to a freaking anything in the Mac universe or iOS universe. The settings are different by phone because there's certain limitations on phone. On tablet, there's certain limitations, but key elements, basic elements, the record button, the share screen button, all those things stay the same as long as you're not on a second phone call, you don't have extra video running, or you're not using your cameras for something else other than Zoom. So when you use a Zoom utility, it's the same across the board. There should never be any issue with recording yourself on Zoom.
Right, and we know that if it's not something that you use all the time, you might have a little difficulty getting it going. But the thing is, if you want to do a podcast and you want to use these devices and what are they called? Applications, I guess, platforms, whatever. If you want to do that stuff, you've got to research it. Google's going to be your best friend. If you have tried to use every avenue on your own and you still have problems, then you reach out to somebody. Don't take advantage of someone's kindness in helping and trying to answer the questions because of pure laziness. That's my opinion.
And I can go with that because in this instance of what happened, and we normally don't address things like this, but I have to address this because it's starting to become a continuity thing with certain people. And I don't want to be harsh on anybody, but I want to get this type of simple respect here. The fundamentals of using an application as Zoom are on you to know. The advanced features like putting your show on Twitch or putting it on Facebook Live or putting it on Workplace by Facebook or Meta. That's the type of stuff you ask somebody for help with because it's
still new and, everybody's still learning how to do it.
Right.
Sometimes those videos can be difficult to follow. That's fine.
Right. And I'll give you a good example. This past Tuesday, I live streamed 2 videos and next thing you know, after I was done live streaming them on Twitch, they didn't end up on Twitch.
Yeah.
So it was, even though it was playing on Twitch, I didn't know that you have to give it enough time to upload to their server. Lesson learned.
Right.
I don't do very many live streams, but I learned it on my own, and I learned from that mistake. I was able to go forward and not have to worry with it anymore.
Right. So what led to this conversation is Tuesday we got a phone call on the way back from a doctor's appointment, and we're an hour and a half away from home because that's where I choose to get my care. And you get this phone call because somebody can't find the record button on a device.
A record button on Zoom.
On Zoom, yeah, from an Android device. And I respected your statement. I'm in the vehicle. I'm on my way home. I'll be there in about an hour. Can I give you a call back? After you tried to help out a little bit. And from what I took from that end of the conversation, because it wasn't on speakerphone, so it's not like I could hear what this person was saying, but it seemed like, no, I have to get this done right away, and I can't wait that long. So one, I found on their part because, hey, you called me. I let you know that I wasn't home. I tried to help you and whatever. So I would have been like, okay, well, do your best to figure it out on your own. But that's me. You're a nicer person than that. So you continued to try to help out to find this information, and it still didn't happen. Well, if you still need help when I get home, let me know.
Yeah. Now, on my part with that, and I'm not wrong in anything, I accidentally didn't call back because I didn't feel it was a necessity. I figured that this person would Google this information and just go forward with it.
Right.
Well, lo and behold, a day goes by, and we're into this morning. And I'm private because I'm going to privatize this person. I'm not going to say their name or anything like that.
Right.
But this
There's
person,
no reason for that.
yeah, this person sends me a message saying if we can set up all the stuff. And I wasn't agitated or mad or anything. I was just wondering in the back of my head, why didn't this person just Google this information after you had said it to me?
Right.
Because it's like I said, it's fundamentals. It's not like it's an advanced technique. It's basically you open up Zoom and you record. If you can't open Zoom and record, you've got to stop for a minute.
Right. And that was the thing. Like, I'm hearing this conversation. I'm like, doesn't this person just Google it? Like, if I'm having issues with something, I'm going to pull up my phone and I'm going to type it in Google. And then if I can't figure it out, once you tell me you're not, I don't know. I tried to help you as much as I could. Definitely from that point, this person should have picked up the phone and tried to Google it. And we had a lot of stuff going on yesterday. So we're still recovering from all of that.
Right.
It was a bit traumatizing yesterday, guys. And we'll get to maybe tell you that story a little bit later on down the road. But for right now, we're going to just deal with it and continue to deal with everything that happened. And nothing major, nothing now that is...
Yeah, we know everything's full circle.
We know everything's all right now. So we're good there. But for the reaction that you got this morning, like, that's just nastiness.
And the thing about this, and I'm guilty of this sometimes, and it's only 23. I'm going to do this completely different. It's been with me all my life. I do 1, 2, and 3 with people.
Right.
And 1, 2, and 3 are not necessarily chances; they're instances. Because I don't give chances. I don't believe in that. We're not people to govern people's lives. I can't tell you got 13 chances or 3, but
Because everybody makes mistakes.
yeah, everybody makes mistakes. But you look at history,
Right.
and I looked at the history this morning after I was reading these messages, and I was thinking about how things played out with every other person that has been involved in this circle. Everybody else that's been involved in a circle, it has turned sour. And I was like, why does this turn sour?
Right. Because you can't go into a situation where, how do I do this, for example? There's this one person that we both know everybody dislikes. You're not going to like this person. This person's rude. This person's nasty. This person's going to hate you, blah, 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 blah. Come to find out, you run into this person out in public by yourself. Friendly as could be,
Mm-hmm.
and no issues. Everybody hyped this person up to be a bad person, yet you don't see that because that person treats you differently.
Right.
Not every person is going to treat other people the same way that they did someone else. And so whenever you have these podcasters out here like, no, don't work with this person, they're bad news, they're going to put a bad taste in your mouth. You take what they say into consideration, but it is ultimately your decision on what you choose to do with that information and how you proceed. So anything that we ever say, and if it's in a negative light towards a person, that is just our opinion. And we're entitled to our opinions, just like you're entitled to yours. We're going to give you our opinion, but you also need to form your own opinion about this person as well. So I think that's kind of what happened in this situation.
Right.
Somebody might have gave you a little type of a warning, but you had to figure it out yourself because they could have acted differently with you. And had you been, at their beck and call, this never would have happened. But like I said, and I don't know if we caught this on any of this recording or if it was part of our non-recorded episode, you're a giver. You will give until somebody takes the last bit of you. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's your personality, and that's who you are as a person. And, those that love you, we love you for that. But sometimes I just want to kick you in the butt and say, quit being so nice.
Well, like I said, in this instance, it just was real simple.
Right.
I'll take this back. Let me recant the statement of history. I saw 4 patterns.
Yes.
That started 8 months ago.
Right.
And out of the 4 patterns, I seen things dissolve. Things just happen. And when you only get one side of the story, you don't fixate on that and you don't form an opinion. You just tack it to the wall because everybody knows I'm very tactful in thought and very technical, as I like to say. But when you keep tacking stuff up there,
Right.
and you see that pattern,
Eventually your wall's going to fill up.
yeah, and it just filled up. So I was like, okay. And the greatest thing that you will ever get from me, audience and podcasters and friends or anybody like, is that I have this great thing called my Memories Museum.
Yes.
I can place you there and I can go on with life. Because there was a time before you, and there was going to be a time after you, and there was a time in the middle where you didn't make sense or didn't matter to anyone that's in the circle.
Right. So I do have to make another comment about this person. And this is for anybody and everybody out there. If you don't know, for whatever reason, JR and myself are in a relationship together. Like him and I. And I get that you're trying to be nice and whatever, but in no instance should you ever send somebody that is in a relationship or that you don't know their feelings and intent, or even in a professional instance, you never send somebody lips, kissy lips. You don't send anybody those heart emojis that are flame or any type of heart emoji. Sorry. Personal opinion, and this is my whatever girlfriend rage coming out here. Sorry. Those little smiley faces with the hard eyes, hearts revolving around the head. You don't do that. Yeah, sorry. If I offend you, whatever. If you're going to send him messages like that, I'm going to block you. I'm going to delete you from his contacts, and you ain't going to send him no messages no more. Sorry, that's just who I am. That's my personality. And I don't deem it professional in a sense where if you're asking about a podcast, you should never be sending that type of stuff.
And I'll wholeheartedly agree. I'm the type of person that I look past a lot of stuff because I don't like the thing with me is I'm so fixated on whatever is important for me.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, and this is true honesty, it's about whatever I'm going to eat that day.
Right.
Like I've already got planned what I'm going to eat when I leave. If I leave, if I don't leave, I got a piece of salmon or semen in there that I'm going to fry up. I ain't got no rice. Damn, I need some jasmine rice. But I mean, my fixation is always on other things, and I know it sounds really awkward and may make me, even though I profess a high intelligence, I turn a lot of brain function off when I'm dealing with people for the simple fact that sometimes you got to dumb yourself down, or you have to take certain elements away because you don't want to give anybody intent, will, or anything, or any type of agenda to move on. So when I speak to someone, I always speak to people in a good light. I don't ever go out of my way to say anything that's flirtatious or anything like that because my mama raised me to be a good guy.
Right, and you can tell in the instances if I feel the need, and I don't know how y'all feel about this, and I really don't care. I have access to everything of his. He has access to everything of mine. My face unlocks his screen, his face unlocks mine. I don't pick up his phone and go through it, even though I can, because I have that much trust in him. I don't trust y'all, females. Sorry, I don't. I'm a female myself, so I can say that. There are some women out there that it doesn't matter if they have a man at home and kids, they're not getting the right attention, so they're going to go out there and try and get it from somebody else. I don't know your intentions towards my man. I don't know whether you're just trying to get your podcast up and running, if you really need help, if you need assistance in anything else, if you're doing this and acting this way for your mental stability. I don't know. And sorry, I really don't care. But I know his intention. I know that when those things come through, it's just either an eye roll, if you even noticed it. I mean, like you said, half the time you just pay attention to the word. Who cares what kind of emoji you send? That's just me being petty picking on this stuff. Right. I wanted to get it out there. So just note, if you ever send him any emoji like that or anything that is out of the way and I deem it unfit, you won't be sending him any more messages. I'm not going to delete you off of anything and tell you can't look at his Instagram or Facebook or stuff like that. That's fine. I don't care if you do that. But you will have no contact with him via messages or through DMs or anything like that. And that's for my mental health.
Right.
That's for me.
So like to tie this all up in this episode, I'm calling this thing Red Tape. Because this is what this episode is, Red Tape. A cautionary tale was told here today. And this is just my quick little summary is this. When I'm involved with people and we're doing production and we're working on podcasts, if there's a miscommunication, if you don't know something, you can talk to me. If it's a fundamental, which is just like riding a bike, tying your shoes, a fundamental inside of what we're doing, you have to know your fundamentals. You should never come to me for your fundamentals if you've recorded or if you've done this and done that. Because cautionary tale once again inside Zoom. If you have never recorded yourself and you've actually recorded with someone else, you still learned how to record because you hit the record button.
Right.
And it's just a little bit of logical reaction there. And in this instance, it was a cause and effect type deal that was trying to play out here.
Right.
So in taking the high road and being nice about things, my greatest plateau is my memories museum. I place people there. I close the gate on certain things. Certain things, it's like Arkham Asylum from Batman. Some things get locked away, gated up, and put down on the ground, sort of like how they did the crocodile on the Suicide Squad, not the James Gunn version with Peacemaker, not that one. Certain things stay a certain way. And I always keep everything professional. If we have a casual friendship outside of podcasting, and you talk to me, even when I talk to you then, I'm the same structured being I am from the time I get up at 7:32 in the morning, or actually 5 o'clock in the morning, till the time I go to sleep at 8 o'clock at night, when I do go to bed at 8.
Right. So to sum my final part up, nobody owes you anything. Plain and simple. If you need help with something and you use all your avenues to figure it out, that's when you reach out for help. If it's quick and simple, whatever, and you can't find the answer on Google or anywhere on YouTube or anything like that, that's when you ask somebody for help. If you want to get into the world of podcasting, you've got to be able to do the work and the research. You're not going to bring a guest on and know absolutely nothing about them and expect to learn their whole life story. You've got to do your research. You've got to come up with your questions before you interview them. I mean, yeah, there are some people out there that can do it willy-nilly in their perfect podcasts, but it's just a point. So, like you said, this was kind of a run-of-the-mill. Let's get this out here. Let's enlighten people to how we're feeling today. Let's vent. Let's discuss. Let's open the topic up for anybody. So, tell us how you feel. Let us know if you agree. Let us know if you disagree. I mean, it really won't matter anyways, but we want to know what you think. We want to know your opinion. We want to know what you want to hear. We want to know what you want to talk about. We want to know everybody's opinions. It might go in the back of our mind and we might forget it, but also there's a small chance if we feel strongly about your opinion, we can bring you on and talk about it too. Let's discuss. Let's open up the avenue of getting something out here that everybody's going to be interested in.
True.
So we are on every single social media avenue. We got TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. Make sure you like and follow everything that you can for us, please. We are so close to 1,000 followers on TikTok. We would love to be able to do a live video. That way we can get more people in here, get going, and that way we can interact with you better. As we do these things, it's harder to conversate and talk to each other or to yourself, because sometimes we just ramble and we think it's a conversation that nobody cares about. But we want to get stuff that you as listeners and followers and friends and one day maybe some family out there, we want to know what's going on with you, and we want to talk about more stuff that's going on with us. So Twitch, we have the Twitch streaming going on. JR has been doing some live episodes over there. I will get some type of calendar put up. Subscribe to our email list. I don't think we have text notifications yet. No. That might be something in the future.
Sometime in the future.
Who wants to deal with emails anyway? Sorry, I get enough spam mail. I don't want another email. But as of right now, that's all we got. So we'll definitely try to let you know when we're going to schedule a live event there on Twitch. And maybe you can jump in for a little bit. Say hi, talk back to him, give him some crap. I don't know.
And one other important thing that needs to be noted, in January 2023.
Yes.
Oh my Lord, guys, we have an amazing thing to let you know about. Both of us will be in Orlando, Florida, participating in PodFest. So if you all, and this is for podcasters, if you guys are not going to be able to make it and you have QR codes, I ain't saying every single thing, just enough stuff I can put in a book bag on the side near my laptop.
I will be getting a bag that goes underneath the thing. So if they want to send you a buttload of stuff to hand out for free, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Or we can, if they want to send something, they can send it directly to the hotel. If you want to do that, just give JR a call or send us a message, and we'll give you the address to the hotel, and you can send your merchandise or stickers or whatever too.
Yeah, most definitely. And as a podcaster, as a person that listens to things, a content creator, I want to say this to every person that produces content, watches content, and does anything with content. with creating content, there comes a heavy burden for the content creator, and that burden is this: creating things that people want to actually be involved with and want to hear. In this instance, this is one of these things that that is not necessarily fueled from emotion. It's fueled from, I want to let there be a cautionary tale about what has happened, what has gone on with us. So I thank you all for listening. And on that note, I'm JR.
And I'm Stacy, and we'd like to thank you for listening to WV Uncommonplace. Everything that we have is WV Uncommonplace, and then we have our email, wvuncommonplace@gmail.com. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, follow, however it works out, and we'll talk to you later.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at oncommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website, and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening, and tune into the next episode.